Send a sexy flick when he asks me what's up. Let him know it's time to meet up and fuck. I know we thirsty now, we finna drink up.
Jinxy Rabbit in the house, man. You know, I had to stop by. She had to pull up, all that. Real people had to link up, you know. So let them know, first of all, basically, let them know where you from, though, you know.
From Staten Island.
Yeah.
Moved around a lot, so I could say, like, I've been from a couple different hoods. They know me all over because I did tattoos, so they know me as Pinky, Jinxy, different areas, but from Staten Island.
Also, where you get that name from, Jinxy Rabbit? Because that was kind of, I mean, did people call you that back in the day, or was that a nickname, or?
It kind of like, I guess, like grew together because my name originally is Jessica. That's my government name, and I was in love with Roger Rabbit, so they used to call me Jessica Rabbit growing up.
Nice.
And then, like, once I started working in the shop, there was like a couple times where like I would say something and like it would happen, and then they started calling me like a Jinx, and then they started calling me Jinxy. That was just my name. Some people call me Pinky. My hair was pink. I was always like doing the pink thing, colorful. At one point, then I switched it up to the rainbow.
No, now how did you meet tekashi69? You could just, you know, we ain't got to get to the crazy shit. I just want to know, how did you meet him?
Well, being that I tattoo, there was this lady that I worked for when I first got in the game, and that's almost 10 years ago, so she was always like a mother to me. And I had a shop out in Bed-Stuy, and I was not too far. I lived like 5-10 minutes away, so I started working for her. And there was this guy that worked there named P, and his brother is an artist named Zilla Cammy. And Zilla Cammy's friends named Danny. So they come into the shop, and they just used to hang out at the shop all the time. And like from the first time like I was there with Danny, like he just, I want to say like had like a little crush, you know what I mean? Like he was really sweet to me. He was really helpful. I'm a single mother, and at the time my son was like wanting some change, and you know, just started walking and all that, and I would have to tattoo with him because, you know, I was in a predicament where I was trying to get my place and everything like that, and I had my son with me, so Danny used to like watch my son like while I would tattoo. Like we used to chill like outside the shop. Like he was cool. I thought he was cool. Like, you know, he seemed really genuine. He actually told me about the incident, you know, that he had gotten into where he got locked up, and he saw my son and he was like, oh, he reminds me of my daughter. Like my daughter's the same age. You know, I can't be around her right now because of such and such incident. And you know, he got into it, and so that's why when all those rumors came out about him being like a pedophile, like I don't stand for that. Like what I will say is that that's an example of somebody trying to go viral and it just biting them back in that ass. You know, like pretty much like how his story played out. And
you know, a lot of people was pulling out paperwork, and he actually admitted on DJ Academics that it was a situation that happened with him in a video that got to World Star, and it, you know, it got out of hand. But
he was like you know, just like wrestling with girls in their like bras and panties and just doing stupid things like you know, with girls, and one of them happened to be underage, and it wasn't even that she like had told, it was that she like I guess came from a group home, and they had pressed charges, so he had gotten into that, like, but it was unfortunate at the time, and you would think that, you know, he would have learned then, but
no. So do you think it's something that can be squashed, or you think maybe like hopefully y'all can have a conversation about the situation, or you think it's just something like you just want to kill it, like it's just want to forget about it?
Like there's a couple like issues that I've had with him, you know, and One being that, like, when he took his issue out with Zilla at the shop, like, my son was there, and also the owner, his granddaughter was there, and he was like 1 and she was like 6, and you know, he brought like beef to the shop, and I had walked out and left my son there, and I went to go get food real quick, and when I came back, Danny and his friends was outside, and he was like, "What's up, Jinxie?" I'm like, "What's up?" And then I tried to go in the shop, and it's locked, so I couldn't even get in. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but that's when I saw like he was there for some like real beef and shit, and like he had a knife, and I just like I didn't know if they had.
He didn't pull a knife out on you though, right?
No, he didn't. No. He said to me, I didn't even know there was beef until when Anna came to go open the shop door. Like, you know, like she had to open it for me. Like she said, like she's telling him to get away or whatever, and then he was trying to like scream at Zilla like to come outside, but like he had like 5 guys there, so like why would he come outside and get jumped? You know,
Facts.
like it's
I
not.
get it.
He like I saw Zilla like calm down. You know, like don't like you know let him see like you know like you know. I don't want to like put people's business out there too much, but his brother was on his way, and so that was one situation that I just felt like he shouldn't have did because there was kids inside. Yeah. You know, being that you have your own kid.
Yeah.
But that was that, and then you know when he copied my hair at first, it wasn't like
now
a big deal.
I wanted to get in that because I seen a YouTube video, you know, and one of your rants and everything. You was talking about, you know, he seen your hairstyle first. Was it out in Brooklyn or something like that, or y'all was at
we used to chill in the shop. He used to come to the shop every day.
Okay, so he's seen your hairstyle basically.
He met me and my hair was pink, and then I come into the shop one day and I had dyed it rainbow, and he had just did like a double take, and a couple other people were like, you know, basically saying how, you know, it looked really dope, and then he would see like customers come in and they was paying me like a lot of attention, like, oh, her hair's sick, like. And he was the type of person that
if he's seen something or he liked something, he gonna jump on it.
Right. Like I even asked him, I'm like, why do you have all 6 9s on your body? And he was like, I'm just gonna get 6 9 heads and toe. I was like, oh, what does it mean? And he's like, nothing, but like you see how you asked me that? You see how you asked me what it means? It's just gonna make people wonder, and that's the whole thing. That's his whole gimmick. He wants people to like be curious about him and wonder.
Now, I just wanted to ask you, do you feel like, you know, he got some time, you know?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it would be, like I said, do you think it would be like you guys can have a conversation maybe if he come home or when he come, obviously when he come home, but...
Even though he did the whole snitching thing and all that, like, and everything, I feel like at the end of the day, he's just somebody who wanted attention and, like, out of the, like he wanted to feel loved, and some people like, you know, negative attention is better than no attention. You know what I'm saying? So,
how do you feel about if you're not from the streets, you should just leave that whole...
I definitely agree with that. I mean, my mom's moved down south when I was 18, so I've pretty much been on my own. Like I don't have anyone home to go home to a family or anything like that. So, you know, I've seen a lot of it, you know what I mean? Like despite my exterior or how I carry myself, like, so me personally, like I would never, like, I don't come out like that, you know, and I used to see some shit, like he actually had he was like he was like that before he became famous though. Like he was yelling at some white girl, like telling her she didn't belong like in the hood. Like I don't know if he tried to holler at her and she dubbed him or whatever the case was, but she was like, I bet. And she came back with her man, and her man like went to like beat them up, and like actually caught his homeboy, and he ran and like hid under like a SUV, like, you know, some shit like that where he could fit, and watched his homeboy get stomped out the whole time, you know. So I think that shows his character alone. Like, you know, your boy's over here getting fucked up by like 3-4 niggas, and you're over there under a car watching it off of the strength of something that came out your mouth, you know.
So I just wanted to know how long you've been doing tats. Like you gotta be an artist to do some tats, right?
Yes, I've been drawing since I can remember, and I've been tattooing for 10 years.
Okay. That's
what's kept me alive. That's how I fed myself and my son.
Got you. You know, I got a few videos on YouTube, and did 15,000 plus. You know, I did my little homework today. Knew you was coming by 15,000 plus on the videos, and It's cool. It's cool. So what made you want to hold back as far as not put out as much as people been wanting, or how you been feeling? Have you been taking time out to deal with real situations, or you just didn't feel the love for music anymore, or you just chilling?
Nah, it's
Because I see the single I like, Jinxy Baby. I like that.
Yeah.
You put that out about 2 years ago, right?
yeah. When I came out with that, I was working with somebody, and you know, they had, I want to say like, I don't want to say like they sold me a dream, but like, you know, he was working with me and things was going good, and then when, you know, he wanted to take things kind of more personal, I didn't want to go that route, and because of that,
so
like my music took a hit to the back burner, and like he was kind of being really spiteful towards it, because he was, you know, I don't want to like, you know, say too much, but you know, it was something like that, and then after that, you know, I had actually at that point gotten back with my baby father real quick, and then broken up with him. Like, we were together for 6 years. We broke up before he went to jail. Then he got out. He only did a year at that time. He's done bids before. We were together, like I said, 6 years. And
it is on Apple Music, and
it's on Apple. It's on
Amazon Music,
it's
and
on
YouTube,
Spotify,
yeah.
Tidal. You got it everywhere. But you know, he almost killed me actually after I did that single, and like that really like kind of like put things into perspective, like with my life, you know, like where I was going. And at the time, like, you know, I was in the streets, like, you know, like I was really going through it with, you know, my living situation. I had a lot, and I had to like really like put that like my main focus, and that, like, you know, like he knew where I'd lived and stuff, so I had to like get out of there, you know what I mean? It was a lot. Like, I had to like change my life up. And then right after that, like, I had found out that like a friend of mine, you know, who was missing for a year, he actually was killed, and he did music too. His name is Brandon Dane.
Is that the guy you posted on your story today on Instagram?
Yeah, he's in my story today. He's like, I always be like I was, he was with Rich. That was with Rich Stars. Like, we were still close and everything. You know, like we really took a loss losing Brandon. You know, he was a good person, really talented individual, but he was killed by his ex-girlfriend, and actually, like, you know, she had him like in her house for like the whole year.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, when we found out, it was like he was missing for a year. On top of that, finding out that I went through that, like, that shit, like, really shocked me. And then also the guy that I was doing, like, my studio time with, he had my phone, and, like, you know, I was recording, and he's like, you got too many words in this ball, like, you got to take it out. So I was like, all right, like, how should I do it? And, like, he did music too, so he was like, let me see it. And at the time I was like, let me see the time. So like, I had to go put money in my car for the parking.
Okay.
And when I ran outside, like, some guy was like, you know, like, stopped, and he saw me, and he was just like asking me like what I do. Like, he was giving me his business card and everything, and he was pretty much asking me, like, you know, like, what's my information. He's like a videographer, so he caught me like out there for like 15 minutes. So that guy had a good 15 minutes upstairs with my phone. And then next thing I know, you know, I had looked at my phone later on, and I saw he had sent himself like 50 pictures of myself.
Oh, wow.
So he like went through my phone, like, and really violated me.
So he was kind of invading your privacy, basically.
Hell yeah. Like, I mean, the pictures that he sent was like pictures that like nobody ever seen, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know if it was on some like blackmail shit or whatever, but that shit really was like, damn, like, I really can't trust nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So then I just like decided to like take the direction to just go my own route, and like the stuff I was like putting out in my music, like, that's not what I was going through at the time, you know what I mean? So I have a lot that, like, you know, I haven't released yet, and I'm just waiting until like I get the right timing and everything all together.
I wanted to ask you too, you know, because you don't work with too many people, or maybe you done work with a lot of people, but it's not out there. Do you? Is it some type of art? Is it any type of artist you want to work with or have worked with that want to work with again, or
I'm about
it could be from anywhere. Like it don't matter.
Yeah, I'm about to do a track with my boy Rich. That was my friend Brandon's like right hand man.
Okay.
So we about to do a track for my friend Brandon.
Okay.
I've done one track with D Vargas. He's
Okay,
does more like beats. He's one of the producers I've worked with.
Okay.
But other than that, no, I haven't done a feature. I've been asked to do features, and I feel bad. It's not that I don't want to. Like I've got this one track from LA I gotta finish. One from South Carolina. It's just that I've been so busy. It's like hard, like taking care of the baby and everything.
I got you.
It be busy.
And
Like
you might
besides
make
my own project,
Yeah.
So I be trying to like do everything, but
Got
on
you,
top
got
of
you.
tattooing,
Yeah. I hear you. America, the world took a loss. Against Nipsey Hussle that just happened. I want to. Yeah. What do you feel about people as far as like making it out the hood and but still trying to give back to the community and still hang around the friends that they grew up with, or like, do you feel like once you make it out where you're from, do you think you should be able to go back, or hang around people that you grew up with, or you should just escape everything and just
I mean, I ain't even make it
Not
like
yet.
big,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I've said I made it out the hood, because when I left my son's father, I had no family. Like I said, my mom was down south, and I had literally no one but my son in this car, and the car was actually in worse condition. But yeah, so I packed it up, and I literally had nowhere to go, so I had to go to a family shelter. And I remember looking down out the window, like, and seeing like them coming with like the plates and stuff, and I never took it, but like I never like, I'm not like, how do you say, like, I'm so grateful for that. Like there's times where I was happier there than I am now, and now I have a 3-bedroom house in New Jersey that I pay for by myself. My son has his own room, and with no voucher, nothing like that. I just tattooed, like I actually gave my son to his great grandmother for like 3 weeks, and I lived in the tattoo shop, literally slept there, and I made like $4,000, and then I got my crib and put the down payment or whatever.
Congratulations
so anyway,
on that.
Thank you. But yeah, like I see people in the streets now, like where I live now in Jersey, and like if I have food or something in my car, like I give it to them, or like I get food, and there's like a lot of like some people homeless in the streets, like I'll bring it downstairs, just because I know what it's like to struggle. Or like even if I see like I'll see like a guy like healthy like you and then they're asking for change, and I'm like, listen, you want change, like get a job, like and I'm not saying that out of no hard feelings, but like this is never good, like this, it can't be a life, like you do this for a month, or you go get a job for a month, your life could be different. Like I'll stop to talk to them, but I definitely have like vowed that like when I do have money coming in that I will go to these places, because I know how corrupt it is from the inside. Like they was paying almost $4,000 a month for me and my son to live there, but they said that it was harder to get me and my son out because it was a 1-in-1. So if I was a 2-in-1, then it would be faster. So I'm like, let me get this straight. So if I was to get pregnant, you would help me faster than if I'm just with my son. And they're like, but I could never forget that. And I don't say I'd go back and live there necessarily, but I would definitely go like do art things with the kids or something.
A form of giving back. A form of giving back, right?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Because that's like, that's what we have at the ends, is like, like what we give out to people, and I feel like it's like from the inside, not like let me buy you a shirt, like, because you're not taking that with you to heaven. You're not taking none of this materialistic shit. But if I could change you and help you and tell you something that maybe will uplift your spirit, you can uplift somebody else's spirit, and we can like touch more people like that. Whereas then buying stuff and flashing stuff, like that shit don't mean nothing to me. Like I love Mustangs since I was a kid. You know, like I've always drove Mustangs, so I've had this car like even when it was like crazy looking. People used to tell me it looked like it came out of Mad Max, you know. So it's like,
Gotcha.
I if it's nice, I like it, but I'm not into that flashy stuff, you know.
Well, you know what? I want to thank you again. You know,
Thank
coming
you.
out this way.
Thank you.
You know, say your social media and how can they contact you? Some email addresses or something like that.
Everything Jinxy Rabbit, Jinxi Rabbit.
All right.
Yo, it's Jinxy Rabbit. I'm that bitch, yeah, I'll make you sick. Make you wanna go kill yourself, drown yourself in a fit.